Let me tell you a story. A guy I know, good man, loyal, patient, hardworking, thought he was in the safest relationship of his life. The kind where you stop worrying, the kind where you start planning a future. Everything was calm, too calm. Until one night he noticed something subtle. She was present, but not connected. Her eyes drifted when he talked. Her hugs were shorter. She was laughing more at her phone than she ever did with him. He brushed it off at first. He thought, she's stressed, maybe work, maybe something personal. But what he didn't realize was that the version of her he fell for, the one that used to run toward him, was slowly turning into the version that was preparing to run away. And that's the thing about cheating. It rarely starts in a bed. It starts in silence, in secrets, and in small emotional exits that seem innocent. So today, I want to break this down for you. The hidden patterns of how women cheat, what it looks like, how it feels, and how they hide it so effortlessly that most men never even see it coming. Listen closely, because once you understand these signs, you'll never mistake distance for peace again. First thing, the emotional exit. Before a woman cheats, she disconnects long before she crosses any physical line. You'll notice it in her tone. It's not cold, it's neutral. She doesn't argue as much. She doesn't fight for things that used to matter. It's like she's checked out of the emotional apartment, but left her things behind so you wouldn't notice. This is the first stage of betrayal, emotional withdrawal disguised as calm. Most men miss it because they confuse her silence with stability. But here's the truth. When a woman stops arguing, she's not always at peace. Sometimes she's saving her energy for someone new, because the moment she starts investing emotionally elsewhere, she no longer needs to prove herself in your world. Her heart's already halfway out the door. 2. The new version phase. You'll see it one day out of nowhere. She suddenly starts changing. New outfits, new perfume, new makeup, a new laugh even. She'll tell you it's self-care. She'll say, I'm just trying to work on myself. And maybe that's partly true, but sometimes that's the cover, because when a woman cheats, she's often inspired by who she's cheating with. She begins to mirror the energy she's receiving elsewhere. If the new guy compliments her confidence, she'll start dressing bolder. If he admires her ambition, she'll talk about goals she never mentioned before. This isn't just self-improvement, it's emotional influence. You're watching her become who she wants to be for someone else, and you'll feel it too. Her validation no longer comes from you. It comes from a new mirror. 3. The shift in communication. Pay attention to how she talks. When a woman is faithful, her communication is open. Even when she's upset, it's transparent. But once cheating enters the picture, communication becomes coded. Her texts get shorter, but her explanations get longer. Her phone's always dying. She starts putting it face down or on silent. When you ask simple questions, her answers come with too much detail, and that's the giveaway. Liars overshare to sound believable. She'll start saying things like, oh, I was just with Maya, you know Maya, right? We went to that new cafe near the park, the one with the yellow chairs, all just to make the story sound real. But that over-explaining, that's her mind trying to build a cover story before you ever ask for one, and the more detail she gives, the less truth there usually is. 4. The inverted affection. This one hurts. When she starts cheating, she doesn't necessarily become cold. Sometimes she becomes extra warm, but not in a genuine way. It's performative warmth. Suddenly she's touchy, overly affectionate, or doing small kind gestures out of nowhere. You might think, maybe things are finally getting better, but in reality, she's overcompensating to balance her guilt. That fake affection is strategic. It's designed to confuse you, to keep you comfortable while she creates emotional space. It's her way of maintaining your trust while she betrays it behind the scenes, because as long as you feel loved, you won't question where her love is really going. 5. The controlled transparency. Here's one most men miss. She doesn't hide everything. She hides just enough. She'll still show you her phone once in a while. She'll still text you when she's out. She'll still call you babe in front of friends. But it's all managed openness. She's not being transparent. She's curating your perception. She'll give you tiny doses of proof that she's trustworthy just to throw you off. Maybe she leaves her messages visible, but the real conversations happen on another app. Maybe she posts pictures of girls' night, but the one person she's really with never shows up in the frame. It's not honesty, it's optical honesty. She knows if you see a few things, you'll stop questioning the rest. That's the psychology. The illusion of access is stronger than actual truth. 6. The emotional justification. Here's the part that stings the most. When she cheats, she often convinces herself that you caused it. It's not always conscious, but it's how she protects her guilt. She'll start rewriting history. Suddenly, every argument, every flaw, every mistake you made becomes her emotional justification. She'll tell herself, "He doesn't make me feel seen," or "He's changed, I deserve happiness." Those aren't confessions, they're permissions. She has to make herself the victim to keep playing the part, because once a woman convinces herself that she's the hurt one, it's easier for her to betray you and still sleep at night. That's the quiet rewriting of loyalty that happens long before the act ever does. Last thing, the emotional replacement. This one's subtle, but it's the most powerful. Before a woman cheats physically, she almost always cheats emotionally first. She finds a new listener, someone who makes her feel seen, who asks questions you stopped asking, who pays attention to the details you stopped noticing. It starts as comfort, then curiosity, then connection, and once that connection forms, you're no longer her safe place. You're just her home base. You'll notice she laughs differently around that person. She opens up more easily. She becomes emotionally alive in ways she hasn't with you for months, and by the time you sense it, the bridge has already been built. The physical act is just the final step of something that started long before she ever admitted it, even to herself. Listen, brother. When a woman cheats, it's not impulsive. It's layered, it's emotional, it's planned in silence long before it's seen in action. She doesn't wake up one day and decide to betray you. She builds the path quietly, with small lies, new routines, and hidden justifications that make her feel safe in her guilt. But here's the truth. You can't control that. You can only read the signs, trust your gut, and remember, a loyal man doesn't lose when a woman cheats. She does, because she loses the one thing that can't be replaced. A man who would have never done to her what she just did to you. Final line, she didn't just cheat on you, she cheated on the version of herself that was supposed to love you right.